This one, the difference between this one and these, it's not about rings, it's about twisting this material. The fun part of this is that it's really about everything is done with the glue. And because the attachment is just wood strip to wood strip, it's not terribly stressful. It doesn't have that much flex that it can't be attached with the glue dots. So basically what I do is I'm just taking half of a dash, and I may do this. And then maybe the next piece, I might take another piece like that and go with that. You could be quite random with it. You know, I'm not thinking of any particular shape in mind other than to create a flow with this. So maybe I'm going to do this. Maybe then attach to like that. So, I mean, you can almost do it so random. Like I can show you here. Like I put that there. Maybe next piece, I'm going to put it here. So that I'm being so random, even with the placement of the glue, that I'm going to just go and take this end and glue it to there. And this end here, maybe swinging back and doing this. So you're getting just real interesting shapes. Now, how to get those ends is really about taking some of these again and putting a piece here, and instead of like this might actually go end to end so that you get that kind of thing going on like that. So that's how you get it. You just reverse it and you get a very interesting sort of sculptural form being created. I think this has a lot of applications. It could be, because it's so light, it could very well be in bridal work, you know, just twisting this kind of material through a design. Or in this case, what I did was actually create, again, an armature with wire. So it has armature of wire to which that is just being tied to. You can see this actually right here. There's a kind of an armature that's shaped like this. And that's been inserted, and this sculpture is attached to it by wiring it to it. And then the two anthuriums are just placed into it, which also gives it stability, because this anthurium also, with its stem, see how it holds it up? So everything that's in there, the stems are holding up this whole structure because it's so light. And so basically, that's kind of how you can just have fun with it like that. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tour of all the pieces that I've created and give you a little bit of background on the mechanics. So I'm going to start with this. This is really a fun piece. This is the boat-shaped essence pottery. What I like about it is that it's pinched on the end. So therefore, pinched on end on the design itself makes sense. It's really a repetition of the same kind of feel. So pinched on the end, it's all about that. It's a repetition. But it has a little bit of the wood strip sculpture here, and that sort of gives you an interesting, see, even the alocasia has the pinched end, so it's a lot of repetition, but this gives us a little bit of a kind of a gallery setup where it showcases, and these are just actually you glued in, so it's right in there, but it gives you the visual floating ball thing going on. With repetition with the silver ball. And of course, we have also the millimeter ball in there so that there's a repetition of form, but different sizes. So sort of graduated kind of a look. And of course, this orchid, I've talked about that already. This one showcasing anthurium. So it's really, and then just using the split whaleback so that, you know, it was a big piece, but split, it opens it up, and I love the delineation of this beautiful material, because it kind of slims out the whole design. But one of my favorite feature in this really is the use of ball, the combination of the silver sphere with the open weave of the wire sphere, because with a wire sphere, how fun is it to weave some of that grass, the zebra grass, through it. And of course, this one is attached to the vase with the U-glue so that then it could weave down and the grass sort of comes down, flows down. I love that quality that you get, almost a mirror-like quality that you get here, and love to see this extended down into this vase so that it's not the edge and then what's above it, but it's the edge and what's below it as much. So I think that gives you a much bigger arrangement and very, very cool. This is one of my favorite pieces. Again, that boat shape. What is the best kind of a design to do in it is just repeat the feel of it, extend it in this case, and make it even bigger boat shape so that it holds the same shape above in that concentric circle as it is the shape of that vase itself. And actually what it has is foam, floral foam, up about this high. And then what sits on top is actually one of these spheres, is what's keeping this sitting on top of the surface of the foam. So by putting that in, and what I did was anchor it with 3 stakes so that it's resting in the stakes that's in there. And then I actually put another sphere here so that it kind of camouflages some of that mechanics, and then cover the whole thing with these little, almost like ice, like little glass pieces, so that it covers the whole mechanic of foam. And then what I did for the source of water, other than like the alocasia actually in the foam, but all of these Phalaenopsis, because I really didn't want to use the whole stem of Phalaenopsis laying over, that seems like an easy, obvious thing to do. What I wanted was, there was a short stem like this, but it had all that many flowers. I wanted it spread over that amount of the one stem over this whole thing. So I'm only using one stem of Phalaenopsis here. Each one of these are actually in water tube. You're going to fill the water tube right to the top, and so that each flower is sitting in a water tube like this. And the water tubes were actually placed in like this through and pushed down into foam so that it's flush. So it's flush with that top of that ring. And so that they're actually getting water, all of them, because they're sitting in water tube full of water. That's really cool, because if I wanted to change into something else, you could very easily make it so that you can have Eremiras through there, flowing through there. There's all different kinds of flowers you can use in this, because there's big water tube in there to hold the flowers as well as the foam underneath to design into. So this was really a fun experiment. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. Some of us designers who's always looking for something new, we've loved this material forever, and we're so glad that Accent Decor has been able to bring that to us. And this is basically the color selection that it comes in. Look at that, and then of course the white. How fun is that? There's a lot of fun things, fun projects that could come out of this.